Living in the ghetto. Living here is rough, but we learn how to stay up. Living in the ghetto. It gets harder every day here, but we never ever give.
Aloha, my name is Kainoa Charles. Part of my graduation requirements is to complete a 300-hour senior project. With that being said, I chose to do my project on football. But it does not just consist of football, it touches on much more. And the title of my project is Football, a Vehicle for a Positive Change.
We're still waiting for you. 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. Some I love the feature, man.
Being tough isn't just physical. Being tough comes from dedication, determination, and the uncompromising will to win. When you're mentally tough, you push your game to the next level. Beyond muscle, beyond speed, to a place where only your heart can take you. So bring it on. I am Pisatino Samoa, and I believe.
Throughout this video, we'll be looking at how individuals use football as a personal vehicle to further their college education. I remember last school year brainstorming a topic. All I could think about was football. My mom's question to me was, what about football? As you watch this video, I want you to keep a few things in mind. Many of Hawaii's youth deal with obstacles that at times seem to be a life sentence. No child should be exposed to a life of poverty, drugs, abuse, or crime. But football is a positive deterrent from life circumstances. In this video, I had the privilege and honor to interview people who overcame many obstacles. What's even better, they continue to generously and graciously give back to their communities. And guess what? All of them used football as a vehicle to getting a college education.
So the first ever tackle football experience I had was when I was 9th grade, and I went off for the JV team for Pac-5. One of my teammates was Konishiki, the Saliva'a Tisinoi, the sumo wrestler, and he was the lineman, and at that time actually I was a running back, believe it or not. But you know, I know that after that, you know, I had some success in high school, then I went to the University of Hawaii.
Yeah, I played. I started when I was very young, and I learned quickly that school was very important. The first team I was on, I was in 4th grade, and the Ikaika Lama Francis' father was my coach, and I lived in Kailua. And our team, our Papuan team, qualified to go to the mainland, but I didn't get a chance to go because I had poor grades. So my father did not allow me to go, and I learned a very valuable lesson early in my life that in order to be rewarded, you have to work hard. And so I learned the hard way. But I did not make a trip after that, and I got my grades up, and it was a tough example to learn at any age, but you know, I still remember it. I'm 56, so that kind of motivated me to understand what's important.
Just being on a team, man. The highlight was being on a team. Anywhere I went, I wanted to make the team, you know. And when I was a kid, I was like your brother. I was so darn big, I wanted to play Pop Warner. The guy says, jump on a scale, you gotta be 100 pounds. But I went to 200 pounds. I couldn't play, I couldn't do the various sports because of my body weight.
Again, we started it because every year kids from playing in other leagues because they're too big, you know, physically too big. I had a friend that wanted to sue the league because he said that was discrimination, yeah. And it's not the kid's fault that genetically he's bigger, yeah. And at that age, the same age, they're not coming out and exploding and blowing kids up, yeah. They move slow. So actually we checked the data out, and the risk is not in the weight difference. The risk is in the age difference. The vision is to, again, to be a vehicle to teach life to these kids. The majority of our kids are coming from highly dysfunctional environments, either whether at home or wherever their neighborhood is. A lot of single parent homes. So, you know, we want to make sure that these kids are not falling through the cracks, that they're learning that they need to respect their elders. Yeah, and they also need to be up on par, at least in their education, because that's what's going to move them ahead, is their education, yeah. So I'd like to, I mean, the numbers show out that the kids from Hawaii that make it to the highest level of football are the big linemen, yeah. Yet in Hawaii, until our league started, the big kids weren't allowed to play until they get into intermediate school. You know, and then that's 4 years of football, and then they're done. So we're just trying to allow these kids to have an earlier start, so, and then as well, but use the game. Again, the vision is to use the game to teach them about life.
Well, I guess for football for me gave me an opportunity to go to college and have a free education. Nobody in my family went to college before me, and I was the first one. So football has been very good to me, and because of that, you know, I'm just wanting to give back all the coaches that poured into my life. I'm now finding myself pouring my life into some of our athletes, and so football has definitely been a motivation for me to encourage some of these kids. And it's really not, it's not about, you know, we would love to win championships and all that, but it's really not about championships. It's really about helping a kid to develop their character through athletics. And what I like to tell them is it's not what you receive or the trophies and the medals. That's not important. What's important is who you become, you know, at the end of the day. And so that's how we use football to help educate our kids.
Culture is the main thing in our culture, is respect, yeah. And there's a lot of that in this game, that runs through this game. You cannot be a wild, out of control type of player, because your whole team will be penalized. So you have to respect not only your teammate, but you got to respect your, you know, the rules and your opponents, you know, the officials. You know, respect yourself. And this is the good thing about football is that you need all sizes, you need all shapes to play the game. You cannot just be, it's not only for tall guys, it's not only for fast guys. All kids can play this game. Yeah, so I think it just kind of is a good fit for our culture. And once some of our kids made it to the highest level, then I guess it just became a thing for our kids to target and shoot for. And you know, and then ever since then it just became a big deal, yeah. So
I developed an acronym, and the acronym was spelled out HEART, H-E-A-R-T. H referred to humility, the ability to listen to another person and bite your tongue if he's saying something that's different than what you want. But being humble is a quality that is really, really sought after for a lot of people, but never acquired. Humility is a good one. E, education. That one was very, very significant in my family's upbringing. A, attitude, a positive attitude, making sure that, you know, whatever the goal, whatever the project, you set yourself out to be positive and get the darn thing done. R, responsibility. You gotta be responsible for all the things that you do, and sometimes for the things that your friends and your loved ones are doing. Being responsible in that manner has some beautiful connotations that grow from it. And then T stands for team sports. So I always try to slip those 5 things in on the kids in conversations and developments, and it helped. It helped.
From October to December, I spent my time volunteering with the Kalihi Gladiators of the Halo League at Doe Field. It's unfortunate that many of these boys come from disadvantaged backgrounds. A large percentage live in poverty, come from single-parent families, or parents on drugs. It was an honor to get to know these boys and a privilege to get to interact with them as well. Hopefully football will be a vehicle for some of these young athletes. Another task that I took on during this project was to survey high school and college football players. I also surveyed coaches and past and present professional players as well. The responses that I received was very interesting and enlightening. You will hear some of their responses throughout this video.
Oh, definitely. Every athlete is under a microscope, and yeah, you really have to watch how you act, and especially under the younger generation. You know, I've witnessed many occasions where, you know, things that I didn't realize how much impact that not only myself had on the lives of the younger children, but the lives of, you know, everybody that's looking at you. You know, you never know who's watching. And for me, coming to Puno, the little kids here really love the football team. And not only do the little kids here, but of course football is America's sport. And if you're a football player, you're immediately, you know, put on a pedestal, and the people look at you and see every move you make because they want to be like you, since you're the simple fact that you're playing football. And you know, you really have to watch how you act, because there's somebody always watching you and learning from your every move. And if you let them down one time, you know, that can be detrimental to their future, and not only their future but yours as well. So always try to be a positive role model to those you come in contact with, and you know, just do the best you can to just be yourself and live your values, and you should be fine.
At one time or another, these student athletes were faced with challenges: gang pressure, family crisis, and poverty. But they too have chosen football as a vehicle for a positive change. Yet, fortunately, they've chosen the positive path, and football again is a driving factor. As we all know, football is not native to Polynesia, but somehow our Polynesian boys have made it their own. We've heard viewpoints from a few of Hawaii's esteemed coaches and players in regards to values and practices that apply to student athletes on and off the field. As I reflect on the words stated by Manti Te'o, football is the vehicle and academics is the key. To me, this signifies that football is the vessel and education is the driving force. To put it in terms of our Maoli culture, football is the va'a and education is the win. It will get you to where you want to go when applied to our school's theme of makahana ka ike. The learning is in the doing. Football, as well as other sports and interests, may be a vehicle for a positive change. Whatever it may be, I want to encourage you to pursue your dream.
Ia ka makaloala Pu'ai ke alohala Kukaia ka haloala Hawehi mai nā lehua Mai ko oku ia ka halawaila Mahalo e nā akua Mahalo e nā kupunala ea Mahalo me ke alohala Mahalo me ke alohala